What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Thai Live channel. I'm Min Thai, and in this podcast for you today, I want to talk to you about the tipping culture. I know when it comes to this topic, there's a lot of debate. It can go on and on. The one that don't want to tip, they would tell you, I already paid for the product and the service. Why do I need to tip? And I actually agree with them. And the one that works in the service industry, they would tell you, we only get paid minimum wage. A tip is what we rely on as our income. And I actually agree with that too. And that tells you this topic is not a black and white topic. This topic is very gray, and I know you have thought about it. So get into the comment and let me know your thought on the tipping culture. But before we start the show, you know how we like to get down. Bounce, 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 but don't break your hips. Let's calm down real quick before somebody gets hurt now. Look, I've been working in the service industry since I was 18. So the moment I started working in the service industry, I didn't know nothing about the tipping culture until I started. I did someone's service. I finished the service. I charged them for the service, and they give me $5. This was in 2002. And I was like, huh? You just gave me $5 extra. And she say, that's for you for doing such a great job. And you know what that day tells me? That tip proved to me that if I keep doing great service, I'm going to get more of the tips. Now, do I expect everyone to give me a tip? Absolutely not. But it doesn't hurt to try to get a tip. And if I tell you that, you're probably thinking, oh, so now you're begging for a tip. Why don't you just get a job that makes more money? No. You don't get it. You don't get it. To me, a tip is not about money. You just have to look like as a reward, okay? You have to look at it like that. Let me put it in perspective for you. You go to work and you're a teacher. You do such a great job, right? And then the parents come and say, Mrs. Apple, I love how you treat all the students. For Christmas, I want to give you a gift. For your birthday, I want to send you a gift. For Teacher Appreciation Day, I want to give you a gift. Do you know how much teachers appreciate those stuff? Yeah, that is also a tip. Instead of monetary, it's a gift, which is great. A gift card is still monetary. But what I'm trying to say is it's rewarding, okay? When your kids gets good grades in school, do you give them a reward? They get an honor roll. They get a little paper, merit list, right? Principal award. And then you take them out to eat. You take them to Disneyland for having straight A's, right? Now, that is called rewarding. You're rewarding for something that they did well, great at. So now, take it back to the service industry. When us service people, restaurant, beautician, anybody who's performing hands-on on you, just not happy ending, or even if it's happy ending, whatever, you can show them reward. Let me tip you. Let me give you good reward to show you that I appreciate you. That's it. That's what the tipping culture is all about. Did you know that the tipping culture started in the 1850 to 1860, around there? They started. That's when, back in the day, all the royalties, they have servant. And then when the servant does a good job, hey, let me give you a little extra so you can spend some money. And that's how the tipping culture begins. And it got spreaded. It spreads all over. But you know who messed up the tipping culture? It's the society. We went through the Civil War. We went through slavery. We dislike each other from each other's colors of skins. We go through all of that. And it shifts the mentality like, oh, I don't want to tip that person because of that person's mentality of living, color, lifestyle. We start judging more. That's where the tipping culture got isolated. Now, you get to pick if you want to tip or not. That's what it's all about now. It's not a force. It's not a choice. It's something that you do because somebody produced a good service. You might not tip, it's fine, but can you imagine a person who don't tip at all? Can you imagine, like, you dating somebody? If that two couple are non-tippers, then they make a happy couple. But can you imagine you date somebody and they don't tip? And in front of your friends and they don't tip? In front of your family and they don't tip? I mean, look, y'all. At the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is the tip is, it's just how much you care and want to help that person. Like y'all give money to the homeless because y'all feel bad. Well, if someone is working their butt off and giving you great service, and let me tell you something about the service industry. There is no time limit. That's what makes the service special, okay? Let me break it down to you. You buy a product, okay? You buy a PlayStation. What you pay is what you get. You get that PlayStation. And then you want to buy more game, you got to go out and buy more game, right? That's it for that price. Sometimes a service like a manicure, you have a good nail tech like myself, I can end up taking like an hour and a half just on a client. And I would charge them the same throughout the whole year, $40 for a manicure, an hour and a half. Okay, I don't expect no tip, but what I'm trying to say is there is no time frame. There's no price in the time frame that I spend with my client to give them comfort, caring, love, all of that. We don't add that into our pricing. That's why clients decide, like, you know what? She gives good service. I am going to go ahead and tip this person. That's it. It's simple. But for you out there, don't believe in tip, and you guys are beggar. If you want a different job with more money, then go find another job. It's not even about the money. Who say we're begging? Do you ever see anybody? And you probably say, like, you guys are bad because you guys go on social media and you guys make all this, like, videos saying that, oh, they don't tip. Well, shoot. If 8 people out of 10 people are tipping and you 2 are not tipping, that's a problem. But it's okay. Like I say, tipping is a personal choice. You can make yourself look bad by not tipping in front of people. That's on you. But me, personally, the reason why I tip is when I see good service. But yes, there are times where I don't tip because there are times where I don't see any service. Like, for example, if I go and order food and you just bring me food and I just grab the food and I walk out to my car, why do I need to leave a tip jar? I don't need that. You're supposed to greet me nicely. Yes. But let's say I order food, okay? And then they go above and beyond. They be like, let me take your food to your car because it seems like you are handful with your kids. You got your kid on your arm, the other kids hanging on your underwear, and the other kids pulling your strings. Let me help you. Look, you see, I didn't ask for that. You went above and beyond. I'm going to hook you up. Because you know why? Because I believe what goes around comes around. If somebody helps me, I'm going to give them some love back. Because I know in the future, when it comes to me needing that love again, someone's going to give me that love. That's what a tipping is all about, y'all. Tipping is not about people are begging your ass for money. No, it's not. Tipping is not about you already paying for the product. Why you need to pay? It's not about that. It's about how you feel from the inside. That's what it's all about, y'all. It's how you feel. Like I say earlier, tipping started in the 1800s because the royalty feels bad for the servant because the servant did such a good job. Let me give some more. Same thing. It's all about the feeling. That's what tipping is all about. It's not about mandatory. Who says mandatory? Okay? Yeah, you might say, well, when you go to restaurants and, if you have a party of 10, well, it makes sense. Shoot. Can you imagine if you have a party of 10 or 8 or 7 and none of them decide to tip, they just eat and leave? I mean, that service, that 1 hour serving 7 people and that waiter is only getting like what, 17, 18 bucks? I mean, the math is not mathing out right, y'all. Get it? So that's why they tip you in advance for that kind of party. It just makes sense. And you know what? Rather you like that concept or not, it is what it is. It's a business. If you don't like it, don't go out to eat. That's just the way the culture is. You cannot say, oh, and you know what? Also, people also mention like, oh, other countries, they don't take tips. Let me break this down to you one more time, okay? Years and years ago, when I went back to Vietnam, like when I first came back to Vietnam, this was like more than 10 years ago. I try to tip somebody and they don't tip. They don't take the tip. And I was very, very impressed with that. I went back to America. I was sharing that with all my clients. Like, hey, man, yeah, Americans crazy. They accept tip for everything. There, they don't even want to tip. I was impressed. I went back recently, a couple months ago. They all take a tip now. The culture has changed, y'all. You know why? It's called surviving. They're not getting paid enough through working, their daily job, their hourly job. And you can tell, go get a different job, but that's not how it works. To get a different job with more money, you have more school, but not everybody's more with the opportunities. You see what I'm saying? Stop talking like everything is so easy. Just that your life, you got it easy and you want to be cheap about it. That's all I'm going to say about the tipping culture, y'all. Everybody's taking tip now. And you know what? If some country are not taking tip, trust me, they will eventually when life and death is on the line. That's all I got to say. Let me know what you guys think about the tipping culture. Let me know your feedback on it because like I say, this is not a black and white topic. I just gave you my 2 cents. I hope you guys enjoyed this segment. I'll see you guys on my next segment. Thank you very much for listening. You know how we like to end the show. We got to end it right, y'all. I appreciate y'all so much for supporting me, supporting what I believe in, and listening to what I got to say. Peace.